I'll always guide everyone to join Air Force because it's the most modern defense forces. In the law, there is no same and similar cases. But in medical parlance, everything is different from another. The pocket culture works well, but to some extent, we should never try to dislodge the client's interest. Sun ke lawyering.
I'm your host Gaurav Garg and we welcome all our viewers to our show Amazing Mentor. Today with us is Mr. Rabin Majumder. He is an advocate on record, Supreme Court of India. Mr. Rabin has 20 plus years of professional experience in providing legal consultancy and advisory services. He specializes in medico-legal and medical negligence cases. While his practice areas span across aviation law, consumer laws, competition laws, foreign exchange law, money laundering matters, CBI cases, forest and land laws. Mr. Rabin is an Indian Air Force veteran and has served 15 years in Indian Air Force. It's a pleasure to welcome Mr. Rabin Majumder to our show Amazing Mentor. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Gaurav, and good evening. And I wish our interaction for short time will be very, very happy and pleasant to the people.
Sure.
Thank you.
So tell us about your childhood and any particular childhood memory that you would like to share.
One childhood memory I still cherish, and I feel that teaches me that I should not lose the chance that I got that time. There was a chance of going to see a movie in Calcutta from my rural setup school, and that movie was on Louis Henry Vivian Dirozio. That was the reformist during education reformist during the early side of the British period. So I missed it. I thought that, okay, let me mind the school study first, although a day is off. But yes, I still remember that I should not have missed. And I feel that is a good teaching in today's date also, that I should not miss an opportunity to learn.
So what about your educational background, schooling and higher education?
I'm basically a rural pass out. Up to 12th was a rural background. Then semi-urban was my graduation. I did my law LLB from Delhi University while I was in Air Force, and I also did my MPhil in international law from JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University. This is a short stint, and I have also submitted my PhD thesis on cross-border insolvency issue to again another guide in the JNU. So that's a short academic background of mine.
So what was your dream profession as a child?
Profession-wise, it was always changing the goalpost, right? As like I am talking to you, I feel like it is good to be aired every time, and you should be in such a profession that yes, we should be in the limelight. So that limelight catching imagination was always there, then also and today's date also. So that was some substance.
So what about your school or college life? Any notorious thing that you remember from your college days?
I had a different college experience. Why? Because I was in Air Force then in 1992 when I cleared my graduation BA. As such, I was not an academic student, right? Because I was serving the Air Force also. So we had an offline, but it's a distant learning education system. So that way it was quite challenging. I mean, we all, couple of colleagues of mine from one place of the North India, we went to Southern India in Andhra Pradesh. And it was like a very big coming back to the real life, student life. So it was quite exciting that time. Yes.
So what about your hobbies and interests?
In the boyhood days, yes, I had a very frequent hobbies going to the post office, collecting the stamps and all that. So I still do it. And after I joined the Air Force and I continued and then I left with the technology support, and otherwise in the beginning itself, that photography was a very cherishable habit. Still I have.
What all challenges did you face while preparing for Indian Air Force?
See, there was a primarily and career-wise challenge that I have to have some good acceptable career, and preparation was not much an easy thing because it was the third attempt I could get through the Air Force. Preparation was okay, otherwise life of it was okay, perfect in the defense services.
So where did you start your career journey from?
I was walking down in a northern sector station and a colleague of mine told me, okay, you will now start working in Delhi. Then I did not understand what is the meaning of it. Then I suddenly, next day I got a posting in Delhi itself. It was really an exciting and very happy moment. And I came here in 1995, and in 96 I joined in the Delhi University for law. And until 99, 3 years I passed out. So it was very, very good. In the afternoon side, the class was there. And Air Force gives us a lot of benefit, so we enjoyed that benefit also.
When you joined Air Force, what were your initial days challenges?
Physical wise, there was no such issue at all. But only thing first and second and third day I faced is that 4 o'clock whistle was to blow. And 3:30 to 4 means it was really challenging. You do not have the sufficient sleep also. And moreover, a day or two or a week before, you come from different background, different culture, and you staying together, right? And suddenly means you are made to wake up at 3:30, 4 o'clock for a morning health run. It was really, really challenging. But yes, I appreciate that effect of morning health run and the early rising is helping me today also, even after 20 years of living Air Force.
So what's that one thing you love about Indian Air Force the most?
So many things. I'll always guide everyone to join Air Force because it's the most modern defense forces. Like in army, whenever we used to go for some or other work, they used to say, you are not truly defense service people, you are an Hawaii Jahaj, right? Hawaii Sipai. Means you are like on paper tiger. Like that, it is quite modern looking, quite liberal, and of course a disciplined forces.
So who is your mentor in life?
My mentor has changed a personality from one profession to another profession. As I said in the beginning itself that my career goal was always changing the goal post, right? Not me, I did change. My career goal was changing. So I was stick to my career goal, but wherever the goal was there, goal post was there, I was just moving on. So that way there are so many. Now like I am in a law profession, so of course whenever I see very big seniors like late Ram Jetmalani and all that. So of course it's a dream guru in our life as a professional.
So what was the most challenging task you have gone through while you were in Indian Air Force?
I still remember time that Tohen we were asked to deploy for Kargil war. So since as I told you that Air Force was always a peripheral support services unlike Army, we were told to get some good consignment to one place to another. It was really frightening also because of the huge cache of loads and with lot of responsibility. No one is to guide you what is to happen, what if anything happens during road in the transit and all that. So still I remember that was very big.
So how would you define success and what is the role of hard work, luck and smart work in achieving success?
It is always there. It is my means if you always focus as a professional, as an individual, success goer, you cannot distinguish what is luck, what is hard work, and what is the object, that is the goal. So it goes on. It's a composite effort that makes you to reach to the point. One lacks means another goes for tops.
So what major differences do you feel in the work culture of Indian Army and Supreme Court of India?
So there was no much different. Still we frighten the judges, we feel we are frightened from the court. That time also we used to get frightened because of our superiors and seniors. So that way that basic discipline works everywhere. Here also in the practice field and also there also in the defense forces. And of course here is also a system, there is also a system. So only my uniform has changed from that uniform, blue-white uniform to black and white uniform. I'm still in the uniform service in a legal profession.
So what was the first legal case that you handled?
First legal case was a consumer case and that too a real estate one. Unfortunately, that was fought on behalf of a real estate builder. So I did not have any experience of independently handling any case. So that was my first case. And there was a lot of barrage of questions and questionnaires that put forth from the bench side. So I was not so prepared because of the first one. And more so, it was almost a day and a year or so after I left my Air Force services. So no much of background of court experience was also there. So that was really challenging establishing the case for the builder.
Which is the most challenging case that you have handled in your professional as a lawyer?
As a lawyer, now since I am getting a big challenge in medical negligence cases. Every new case is different from another one. In the law, there is no same and similar cases. But in medical parlance, everything is different from another. Sometimes it is very difficult to keep pace with the modern days, medicines and the development and all that. Because we are basically a lawyer. We cannot be expected to be abreast of the platform of a regular doctor. That's really a challenge.
So,
Yes.
how was your first Supreme Court experience?
I still remember was day I was outside the court number 3, right? And I asked someone that whether I can go inside the court or not because my matter was not coming up that time. So someone guided me, oh, okay, you can go ahead. Any advocate can go inside the court and all that. But addressing the court was very, very challenging. There's a lot of like a drinking water situation, right? You gulp a lot of water and you feel that you're not an easy thing. It was really, exciting.
As per your experience, which is more better, an Air Force journey or an lawyer journey?
I think one should have both a Fauji training and Fauji background, the defense background, as well as this discipline forces is also like an advocacy. I think both almost parallel with little difference in maintaining the discipline.
So, tell us about New Delhi Law Forum.
New Delhi Law Forum is actually a collection of our colleagues, advocate colleagues, and we work together almost for last 15 years. We have been working. Although it is not registered, but we work on that profile also.
What all services do you provide as lawyer?
Services are basically consumer cases, any kind of Supreme Court cases except the taxation matter, any kind of High Court cases again except the taxation matter, and all kinds of civil suits or criminal complaints and all that, check bouncing cases like NI Act and all that. And recently we have undertaken the PMLA cases also. And I'm also standing counsel for PMLA before adjudicating authority. So we get to learn the many things of the PMLA almost everyday basis. So that was PMLA is more challenging nowadays, I feel, than medical negligence cases.
So, what's your say on the statement that in India, law is only for people who have big pockets?
You look at the oblivion, right? That big pocket concept are of different interpretations. We understand big pocket is this way, another person is for that way. Of course, the pocket culture works well, but to some extent. There are good people, there are good advocates like your Gaurav's friend, that is me only, right? Who provide lot of pro bono services. Yeah, I have lot of pro bono services. My colleagues have also lot of pro bono services. But that is the general belief that yes, pocket works well.
When you joined Indian Air Force,
Yeah.
what were the steps which you followed to join Air Force?
Many of us who already joined Air Force, they gave me only a 2 months guideline. Early morning wake up, do some good jogging, good run up and all that. And that is it. And of course, since it was an Air Force, so there are a lot of study involved. Lot of study. That's why I say the Air Force is a partly an academic thing. You have a lot of learning while entering and while being in the Air Force. There are a lot of learning scope. So that learning scope was primarily required as I was advised. So I followed that, all reasonings and all that.
So, was it easy to adjust in legal field after Indian Air Force?
Only stumbling block I faced was because I left almost at 33 and a half years of age. So that was a stumbling block because the legal profession, it is always good if you start early. And that starting early is of the age of 23, 24 years. So there's a huge gap of 12, 13 years. So the challenge to mix up with this, my colleague, although they are very junior, very younger to me, right? In today's date also, I have today 20 plus years of experience, right? In the 20 years of experience, if I look at my own colleagues, they're all juniors to me. I mean, younger to me by 10, 12 years age. So that challenge was then, that challenge was today also. Adjusting with the people of different ages.
So, what advice would you like to give to young generation who want to start their career in legal field?
Only thing is study will help. Only study, no peripheral practice will help in a longer run. It is okay, you hear from him, hear from her, or some other, we call it sun ke lawyering. So that won't help in a longer run. I mean, still I am also learning like that. But for an immediate understanding, that is fine, sun ke. But it's not for real-time longer purpose. So one has to study, one has to be disciplined.
So, what are do's and don'ts you would suggest while starting your professional journey?
Do's is what? we always try to help. I as a professional advocate, I always try to help. Many of times it happens that my sizable number of times goes on the freelancing, but it helps sometimes 50% of the cases that we make. But most of the time, people go back also with not with the empty-handed, but with some knowledge or some other background. With my advice, so I think that we should follow. And don't, yes, we should never try to dislodge the client's interest and keep the secrecy of client counsel at an optimum level. So, which is really difficult to maintain, but we have been maintaining. I have been maintaining.
So now we will start a rapid round.
Yeah.
Your favorite actor and actress?
Amitabh Bachchan. An actress is Rekha.
Your favorite color?
Blue.
Your favorite destination?
Switzerland.
How would you define success in one line?
It is always changing the goalpost.
Your dream house?
5 BHK with a good land area, so that I can also contribute to the cultivation within ourselves as a home garden.
So at last, one line that defines you.
My goalpost always shifts. I feel that's good, but getting a stability is difficult. And perhaps I'm getting little difficulty in getting a stable professional life that way.
So thank you very much for your precious time and sharing your life journey on our show. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks for watching Amazing Mentor. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell button to get regular updates. Thank you very much.